What's up guys, welcome back. TCG Metagame Breakdown for half of November 2020. So let's take a look. Phantom Rage has been released in the TCG for a couple of weeks now, 1-2 weeks. But this is an interesting one. The Luxury Championship Series number 8 was held past weekend, and one deck, I guess, took the, in this case, online metagame by storm, and that's Virtual World. I believe everyone already has seen the pie chart and or at least heard the news, I guess. But quickly, let's take a look. Right, I'll leave all the sources in the video description, so again, feel free to check them out. This is the complete pie chart of all decklists and all players in the tournament. It was an online tournament, obviously, held with a little over 200 players. So 208 players, and these were all the decklists or decks that were played. And we see that Virtual World actually was the biggest, well, other than, the other decks, I guess. But followed by good old school, quote-unquote, Infernal One Night, Zodiacs, right, Dragon Link. Okay, we know that. Prankets, 16 players, that's a good one. Again, was anticipating more Prankets, or at least more Prankets, or at least Prankets in the top. More of that soon. And then, other decks, Outlash Phantom Knights, also a deck from Phantom Rage, but again, a little bit underperforming and not really topping in this particular tournament. Dinosaur as well, highly anticipated, even though it's one of the most hated decks, I guess, with Miscellaneous Source, but more of that soon. And then Dogmatica invoked, Buster Blader and Sky Striker. from, let's move to the top 16 first. So this is a top 16 breakdown and pie chart, and this is oof, a big oof. We see 7 Virtual World decks that immediately, were able to qualify themselves, I guess, and get into the top 16 playoffs, followed by Zodiac. I'm not really sure, I've read or saw that people would consider Zodiacs the current best deck of the TCG format. I Conquer, yeah, well, obviously Zoo is very strong, but, there are definitely other strong decks, Dragon Link, Infernal One Nights, and now Virtual World. Again, a decklist that kind of took the format of the metagame by surprise. And then, Dinosaur, the one of Dinosaur player, and the one of Dogmatica invoked Shadow deck. So, obviously Virtual World took the format by storm. We saw that last week from the small tournament, from the PPG tournament. Again, a little over 30 players, I think. Feel free to correct me on that. Yeah, we didn't see any Virtual World. So again, and that's the thing is that people did not expect Virtual World to, old Datascape, to do this well. We've seen in the OCG, but that's only from past couple of weeks, that Virtual World is on the rise in the OCG. Even though the deck is out over there for weeks, months now, if I'm not mistaken. So again, that's a very interesting one, since all the lists are quite similar. Let's look at the first place list by Gabriel Nets, back-to-back champion, right? He won the tournament, the last one, the championship, the 7th one, last month. Was it last month? I think so. But besides that, the decklist is pretty straightforward. I mean, I think pretty much all the cards that are allowed to play a 3 are at 3 in the main deck, bar, the driver, and the one of Skill Drain is a card that caught my attention. No material as well in the side deck, that's something nifty as well. But the fact that, it's pretty straightforward, all things at 3, the deck was pretty budget before, but now, well, I assume not into market watch stuff, but I assume, it's obviously the deck is a bit more expensive than it was before. But I like Desires, dangerous card because of the full engine and the whole engine, although all the cards are at 3. But I mean, it's basically Hand Trap Fodder as well, right? If your opponent opts to Edge Blossom Desires, you can still play Lulu, or extend even further, because that's this deck, Calamities deck. I do like the fact that Gabriel was running the Utopia Beyond, the rank 6, put I believe it's all monsters from your opponent to 0 attack, and there's also Zeus in the extra deck, and that wasn't really too common, if I'm not mistaken. But outside of that, it's pretty straightforward, Cloud Castle and Krogosar and so on. So pretty strong, pretty strong overall, right? Congrats to Gabriel. Second place was Pack. He also played the Virtual World deck, although his list was a bit different. He opted to main deck Foolish Burial of Goods. That's a cool one. Very versatile card, even though it's only, you know, you're only able to activate once per turn. I've seen like another build that was playing the Metal Folks Fusion card because of that, you know, something we've seen in Sky Strikers in the past, but again, pretty self-explanatory, even though, and that's the difference between both lists, is that Pack is running Nibiru in the main deck. And then speaking of Nibiru is that, you know, as we've seen like past weeks, players are side-teching Nibiru more, and that's something that Virtual World definitely liked since it's super weak to Nibiru. Other than, you know, like Dragonlink that has the ability to play through Nibiru and pump out Buster Lock, whatever. So yeah, I mean, the biggest one of the biggest explanations why Virtual World did so well is obviously that people didn't expect it, I guess, you know. Right? At least that's what I assume. And second is that Calamities is still like a freaking broken card. Third place or top 4, we have Infernal Knights, right? This is I kind of way I would like to play it, or I would play it with a Dark Rule no more in the main deck, but 40 card sharp. It's, you know, Infernal Knights. Who knows? This is actually the one decklist in top 4 that's using or abusing Helgi Fibrex. So who knows? The card might dodge our next ban list. Same for Linkcross, but hopefully not. Anyway, top 4 Luke, also main deck, or you know, like played the Virtual World deck, also the Skill Drain, Ash Boss in the main deck. That's something different, I guess, but as you see, like most these lists in the top 4 were pretty similar. There's like room for difference, improvement, difference, maybe like a very small amount of hand traps, Ash Blossom maybe, Nibiru in the main deck, goods, and that's pretty much it, right? As, you know, looking at the main deck, so... But yeah, that's how it is with the archetype. Every card at 3 archetype cards and non-archetype cards makes this deck consistent, and that's the thing. Top 8 we have Paulo. Paulo is, I mean, his list, I believe it was at the past tournaments as well, he's like always playing like, if you play against Paulo, he's like, okay, normal summon Red Spear, and then you're thinking, oh, he's playing Zodiac, and then it's like, he's revealing those Dogmatica cards, oh, it's Zodiac Dogmatica, and then he's revealing the Eldritch cards, and then you're like, what is he playing? It's like a mishmash, but I really like the list. Also a gazillion amount of hand traps also, but I'm not sure, I thought he also like DC'd in his top 8 match, not sure about this, but who knows, he might have, you know, gotten more, or you know, like top 4 and maybe in the finals, but that's how it is. Shuttles, it's still going okay. I expected more from Invoked, you know, Invoked hybrids, Dogmatica as well, but I mean, the deck is still consistent, plays a lot of hand traps, main decks the Nibiru, definitely a strong card against a deck like Virtual World. Winda is still very strong, but he was a bit unlucky, I think, against Infernal Knights in the top 8. I think I saw that match with like Dark Ruler No More and Power Tool, I believe. But yeah, that's how it is, right? But Winda is still a very strong card. Dragonlink. I feel that Dragonlink underperformed. Reasons is that people, you know, wanted to play other decks, kind of preferred the underdog, the unknown quote-unquote deck, like Virtual World. But does this make like Dragonlink not a strong deck anymore, or not like a good tournament contender? No, definitely not. There's still multiple decks you can pick between, I guess, Virtual World, Zodiac, Dragonlink, Infernal Knights, and maybe to some lesser extent like Dinosaur, Dogmatica, and Folk Shadow, or Pure Shadows, if you want. Zodiacs. Okay. I like the list. A couple of techs. We see the shifter here on the far left up. That's a cool one. Mistake as well. I guess this, the main deck Mistake caught a lot of people off guard, but not sure about Zoo. I mean, Zeus is definitely a strong card, a superb card. Definitely got the deck back, you know, like up there, top cut. I mean, but it's still super consistent, right? Virtual World, Pierluigi. Again, very similar as we saw before. The one of Skill Drain in the main deck. That's how it is. The one of Dinosaur Player. And that scares me a little bit. Does this mean that Dinosaurs is going to be like, or you know, not going to get touched at all on our next ban list? Because December is like right around the corner. And I believe we should expect our next TCG Forbidden and Limited list like December, like half of December. Who knows? But does this mean that Miscellaneousaurus is going to dodge the bullet? Yeah, who knows? Who knows? It scares me a bit, but yeah. Okay, dinosaurs. Let's move on. Another virtual world list, and that's the list I was talking about before, opting to main deck the triple foolish burial of goats. That's a lot, especially because, you know, it's a card that's only being able to allow, you know, be activated once per turn. Metal Foes Fusion potentially dig deeper into your deck, like giving the, I guess, the beneficial extra draw. Next up, we have Infernal Knights. Again, pretty straightforward, a list we've seen before. Triple gear free, that is. We've seen a list, you know, like 40 card builds, only main decking 1 gear freed, but it's still, like, you know, one of the best boss monsters that's not in the extra deck. Another Zoo list. Finally, we see the Zoo King Alpha, again, another card from the Phantom Rage set, but it's kinda not really popular, or at least people prefer, I guess, hand traps over Zoo King Alpha. Also like the, you know, the Ghost Girl. Forgot its correct name. Book of Moon is also something that we've seen in the OCG. It's on the rise there, but not sure. Book of Moon depends. It's decent against Virtual World, but I mean, Calamities is still a very strong card, and that's the thing with Virtual World. Their trap card is also ridiculous, right? Lets you dodge like impermanence, and it's a super versatile card. Dragoling by Pascal Kim. Again, pretty straightforward, kind of underperforming, but I guess most people, or, you know, like the top caliber players, kind of preferred maybe to step away from Dragoling and went for the surprise factor, the surprise deck being Virtual World, for this particular tournament, that is. Virtual World, another list from Alan. Again, pretty straightforward, although with the Kaijus in the main deck. And last but not least, another Virtual World list. The same list, I think, as first place Gabriel. Yeah, Tristan. You know, like, also becoming like a consistent player in these tournaments. But yeah, conclusions. Okay, Virtual World took the format metagame, TCG metagame by storm. Was it expected? I'm honest, yes, no. It obviously is a strong deck. Calamities is a bonkers of a card, but still, you know, and that's, I think, the biggest reason why this deck went or did so well is the surprise factor. Of course, piloted by good players, solid players, and but I think the surprise factor was definitely up there. But yeah, sadly no Prank Kits, Phantom Knights as well, sadly none of them in the top 16, so who knows, I want to see them in the top right. Okay guys, that's it, thanks for watching, feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out, peace.